people. Good morning. Technology. I should have started 8:15. Apologies, anyone that come here. I'm 10 minutes late into the time. It was supposed to start half 8, and here I finally resolved it 8:40. 10 minutes later. Yes, that's what it is. The topic today say life is a journey. So all the things, all the experiences, all the ups and downs and everything makes it very interesting. It's not about the destination. For me, it's the journey, it's the process of it that is the story. Like, because have you ever embarked on a journey where they just tap you up from sleep? It was like wake up and go. You just went into the vehicle. It was just a smooth ride, straight, pure. You just got there. I bet you me such journey you won't remember. You won't really remember. But you see those journey that gave you a lot of hassle. For maybe your vehicle broke down, when you met the police, you had a delay, you missed your flight. Those moments, those kind of journey, that is the one that will stick with you. Some of them will stick with you like the rest of your life. I'm a critical example. Each day I say these things. My journey to the UK, oh God, I'm from West Africa, Nigeria, and coming to the UK, oh my goodness, God. Every aspect of the journey had a story. Every aspect of the journey. And for me, that story, even if I'm sleeping, you just tap me, you just wake me up, I will still share that story. Like, I don't forget the story. I remember every process of it. At some point, I just sat down and be asking myself, am I meant to be on this journey? Like, is this journey a journey for me? Like, or it's for others? So this morning, I want to share with us briefly of life's journey. We all have a journey, and I've come to discover that life itself is a journey. The other day, welcome everyone. The other day, I took a walk around my neighborhood. I wanted to just discover something new, a new footpath, a new place, just to get acquainted to the environment. And so I set out for this walk. It was a short walk, but it's all about journey. Someone will ask, what is journey? Life is a journey. That is my talk for today. It's up there. Welcome, everyone. And so I carried on walking. I carried on walking on this um, lonely roads, because it's a lonely road. Some parts, some people were just, welcome, everyone. Hi, thank you for joining us. So some vehicles were just driving, and I said, okay, I want to go somewhere different, somewhere new. I want to discover a new place. So I carried on. I saw a first signpost saying footpath. I carried on the footpath. I continued this journey, this walk around my neighborhood. And I got to a point, there wasn't any way for me. It was like a U-turn. No way to go. The signpost in front of me said no footpath, no both dog walk or anything is not allowed. I looked to this other side, it's somebody's farm. I looked to my left, I looked front, I looked back, no way. So what I had to do was to come back on myself. I had to walk back on myself. Some life journey requires that. Some life journey requires that you have to come back on yourself, irrespective of how far you have gone. The challenge we have as people is that you like, oh, I've gone too far now. People are going to laugh at me. What will they say? Oh, this. And you carry on going on this journey. And if I was to proceed on that journey, I will. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining in. Thank you. I see you from India. Thank you. Thank you. Please keep liking this video and sharing it so that more people can come in. Happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome. Good morning. It's Oge Speaks here, and we are talking about life is a journey and sharing my experience, how I went on this path. If I was to carry on going on that road, which I was either trespassing or something like it's trespass, because they've already I saw a clear sign that say no public footpath here from here on. So if I was to carry on because I say, oh, you know what, I'm on this journey, and that is what a lot of us do. We are trespassing, and you are going to get penalty for trespass. You're going to be in this England, UK, where I am. When you trespass on somebody's land, when you walk in place that is not public footpath, that is trespassing, and you can be fined for it depending on who owns the land and what the person decided to melt out to you, the punishment the person decided to melt out to you. So I carried on. I had to come back on myself, and I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to keep walking on a public road until I find another public footpath. And I carried on this road walking. I was walking, I held my selfie stick, and I was just recording different thoughts that comes to my head and all that. I was just talking to myself, and I was just going. And so that was how. So a gentleman saw me and said, hello, are you all right? You seem lost. I said, no. He said, do you know this road you're walking on is very risky? I said, wow, yeah, I know. He said, because the vehicles are driving. So he said, have you got a map? I said, no. He said, do you want one? I said, have you got a spare? He said, yes. I said, okay, that would be lovely, but I don't know how to read map. He said, oh, that he knows how to read. I said, but give me. I'm going to start looking at it, because just in case, I know maps on the phone, but just in case the phone goes off, I'm in a place where I cannot use the digital, I will have to. Please help me to be liking this video. Give this video a like, give it share, so that more people can see it and join and come in. And so he gave me a map of the area. This was the map of the area he gave me. I said, go and study this map. And so he was showing me a few places I could walk around. And just looking at the size of it, I was like, oh, no, 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 no. I can't embark on this. I was going to go back on myself again. And later I said to myself, that brings me to another category of people. If there's nothing you take home, take this highlight from me. A lot of people, once they see the journey, the callings of life, they're like, oh no, I can't do this, I can't do this. Immediately you've talked down on yourself. The minute you say that negative word to yourself, I cannot do this, that's your brain to think the solution just shut down. Because you begin to look at all the limitations in that journey. I began to consider the size of the field. I began to consider the distance I'm going to walk to the public footpath before I take on and all that. So that was my experience that day. There are some people in this category that have looked at the size of it. They're like, oh, no, 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 no. I can't go. I remember when the opportunity to come to the UK was, I looked at everything, but because I'm this kind of person that like to go for what I want, I was like, I'm gonna go, because I set my eyes on the goal, the end result. That day, if I had set my eyes on the end result, if I had had a plan coming out and say, okay, my plan was to walk do 3,000 miles, I won't consider the size of the field. I will carry on going because I had a focus. And this leads me in my talk. Have you got a plan? This is 2026. Life is a journey. Have you got a plan? Because some people just wake up and go, just like me on that day, that fateful day. Thank you everyone for your like. Thank you for liking it. Please like, share, and send in your comment. Just like me that day, I just woke up. It was a sunny day. I was like, oh, it's a sunny, beautiful day. And no plan, no focus, no plan, nothing, no purpose, nothing to achieve. For me, I was just like, I want to just look around. And no wonder that gentleman saw me and he said, you seem lost. A lot of us are in this life journey that I said in my morning quotes this morning, that the only person you cannot lie to is yourself. If there's any person on this planet here, you can lie to other people, you can smile, you can fake it, you can mask up and acting as if all is well. But if there's one person you cannot lie to, is yourself. You cannot lie to yourself. Each day you look at yourself in the mirror and you say to yourself, what is your plan for today? Or what do you want to do? You yourself, you know that if you are lying, if you are faking it, if you are masking it, other people may not know, but you yourself, you know. So I said to myself that if there's one person I cannot deceive, I cannot lie to, it's myself. So why lie to myself? It's me, myself, and I should be able to look at myself in the mirror and say to myself, this thing you are doing, you don't know what you are doing. Call for help, or go meet a coach, or do this, or do that. But some of us, the pride and ego in us will not let us humble ourselves and say, you know what, at this point I'm lost. And that leads me to another point, which is when you meditation, yes, quiet time, some call it quiet time, a time of reflection, a time you sit with yourself and you align yourself to the universe, because life is spiritual. Take it from me, irrespective of what, oh, science say this is fact, is proof. And this is not disrespect for the scientists. There is a time and place for it, but the life we live in, the universe, is spiritual. Sometimes when you sit in the place of quiet time and meditation, something you've never ever thought of just drop. It has happened to me on two clear occasions I will never forget. I got to a point in my life journey, I got to a point that it seemed as if all doors were shut. I was lost, I was confused, I was even attempting, I was depressed, I was attempting to take my own life, to seize my own life. It's not a place to be. And then what, I rang a friend. That was the first thing that came. When I rang my friend, I said, see what I'm trying to do. He screamed at me and he said, how dare you try that? How dare you want to do that? Instead, come back on that journey. That that statement is very difficult. It's not everybody that can come back on their journey. Most especially, you look back, you see how far you have gone. You begin to think so many things. You don't even know if you are halfway your journey. You don't know if you are near close to your journey. You don't know if you are still miles from your journey. And somebody just said to you, come back on yourself. It's a difficult decision to make, to come back on your journey, because I was on this journey and I saw that if I should carry on this road, I'm going to trespass. Some journey requires you to come back, most especially when you have seen a clear sign that say no public footpath. My brother, my sister, come back on yourself. There is this African saying that say, if Pekin no know where they go, at least you shall know where you dey come from. I say it in pidgin and it translates. He say, if a person doesn't know where he or she is headed to, that person should know where you are coming from. So if you know where you are coming from, there was one day I went for a long walk and I followed the direction given to me by my partner. But I got to a point where I supposed to take a turn. I didn't turn. I carried on straight because that was what I heard. Go straight round yourself. And I came out to this road. I was looking for a sign because I didn't go with my phone that day. No direction, nothing. I was looking for a signpost to even know where I am. And I found out that where I am is miles away from the house. I was like, should I carry on going and hoping it's going to bring me out? That is how some of us are. That is the mentality we carry. We are on this journey. We don't know where it's headed to. You just know in your head that you are lost. You know that this thing I'm doing, I don't understand it. It's not making any sense. But you have gone too far that you cannot turn back on yourself. You just said to yourself, you know what? Oh, Spirit lead me where my trust is without burden. Really? I've 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 said something to myself like that, and I get it. You know, this spiritual this thing. That is, you need discernment, because sometimes they let you, if you are not careful, you can just meddle into things, and young people, and that is how young people are wasting their times. Spirit lead me where my, they'll start singing that song to you. Where my trust is without borders, let me walk upon the waters. Wherever you will call me. It's there are times you cannot apply that method. I'm sorry. It's coming from me. I may be sounding like a non-religious person. I'm religious, I'm a spiritual person, I'm a Christian, I'm a believer. I'm a believer in Christ. Yes. Coming from me is sometimes you have to use your okpolo, your sense. You've got the spirit of discernment. You've got a sound mind. You've got intelligence. You just know that this thing I'm going is not making sense. If that day I carried on the journey, if I was to stop in that place, for those who are just joining, we're talking about life's journey. If I was to stop in that destination and say to myself, "Oh, Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the world." It's either somebody will come out from the house and come and say, "Hello, are you all right?" Or time is going, wasting my time, or something may just happen, or I trespass. That is the thing. Because if you don't make decision, life will make decision for you. So I had to turn back on myself on that journey. So there are certain journey. When they say life is a journey, first of all, have you identified what journey you are on? Are you on a short distance journey? Are you on a long distance journey? Is it just a stroll? Is it just a walk? Is it a journey that requires you to pack things, prepare? Recently, my friend told me that her three of her siblings are coming. I said, brilliant. Wow, that's good. Coming to this event is good, you know. Some journey, it requires you to go in numbers. Some journey requires you to go alone. Sorry. And they said the journey you go alone, that journey you go it quicker, faster, because it's just you. But the journey you go, if you want to go far, you go it with people. So I said to her, I said, you people have you sat down and come up with a plan? Don't get me talking on that, because a lot of us migrant, this is one of the mistakes we make. And I've seen a lot of videos about it. Some people, when you tell them from now to tomorrow, they will still not understand. So you are still there. Why are you telling me not to come? So I don't discourage anybody. I don't want to. I say, if you want to come, if you've made up your mind to come, come. But the thing I asked her, I said, if you don't have anything, take this from me. Have you sit down and come up with a plan? Because that's the first question you get asked, even at the airport. What brings you to the United Kingdom? You must have a purpose. That is it. No one goes on a journey without a purpose. What are you coming to do? And let that purpose guide you. Let it shape you in your decision making. So a lot of us just hear that, oh, it's happening in that side. It's raining there. The grass over there is greener. And then you just jump, carry your bag. Boom. Some of us do not even bath. We just brush. We just wake up from sleep, jump into the moving train. When we go, everybody was like, when people are coming, I'll be like, where am I? You look like Alice in the Wonderland. Please help me to get this video. Let's take the likes up. Let's take the likes up. I know two people are watching. People are coming and going. People are coming and going. Please, let's take the likes up. Let's take the numbers up. Let's share. Thank you. I appreciate everyone. And let's drop our comment. Drop our comment. Drop our question. And some people were like, oh, where I am, you look like Alice in the Wonderland. Because why? You just heard the grass is greener there. There is a moving vehicle and you just jump into it without sitting down, without asking yourself, what does it entail? How does that place look like? What will I go and be doing? Am I equipped for it? I made that mistake myself coming to United Kingdom. When I got here, I started to figure out, oh God, I felt lost. I used 1 year trying to figure out what was my plan? What will I do? Because some of you, have you sit down to ask yourself, some of us do 9 to 5 job, especially those in my 30s. Life is in phases. You have the learning stage, you have the earning stage, and you have the giving back stage. So I'm in my earning stage of life, which a majority of us in that stage we are encouraged, go to school, come out, get good grades, go get a job. Yes. And I did. I wasn't any different. But when I was told not to work, then it dawned on me and said, what else can I do? I was like, I began to ask myself, what else can I do? If a letter come to you now and said, do not work, go to that your job, what else can you be doing? That is purpose. That is calling. Until you find that, until you discover that, That is what gives fulfillment. Because I say a lot, some people, they are working in jobs they are not happy, in jobs they don't like. There was one day I went to a pub, and the lady she was serving, you could tell that she wasn't smiling, she wasn't happy. And in my head I was like, why are you in a place you are not happy? And then my partner said to me, say, some people just have to take on this job just to pay the bills. I was like, yeah, I get it. I understand. So I said to my friend recently, I said, if you are doing something you like, you will never ever see it as work. You will never ever, you will, there are times you'll be tired, because as human being, you'll be tired or you are not in the mood, but you will never see it as punishment. But when you are doing something you don't like, you are just doing it to pay bills, it's just a matter of time. You yourself, you are going to break down. You get to a point, you just break down. You tell yourself, because as you grow older, I just turned 32. One thing 32 came with is realitycheck.com, telling myself the truth and not lying to myself, and building that confidence. I remember when I was in my 20s, I was like, oh, I want to do this. They'll ask me, what do you want to do? I say, oh, I want to go do this. My sister will say, oh, can't you do this? Because she has said it, I'll begin to go that direction, because I want to please her. When you are in your 20s, you are living for people. But when you are in your 30s, you begin to find out that, I've lived for people for so long ago. I cannot live for people. I want to start your 30s. I've not got to my 40s, but I believe those in their 40s will tell you that when you are in that 40s and 50s, you tell yourself, I want to live for me. And somebody said, when you are in your 60s, you find out that it's nobody's watching you, because you always think that, oh, what will people say? Nobody's saying anything. I've gotten to 30. I said to myself, when I clocked 30, I said, I want to live for me. Being a last born, being somebody that, oh, this one will send you, go this direction, you go. This one will say, I want you to go and study this. This one will say, I want you to learn this. This one, I want you to be this. I want you to go here. I was just going errands for people. When this thing called personal development kicks in, when it kicks in for everybody, when it kicks in, when it begins to start, you find out that you wake up in the middle of the night, you cannot sleep. You begin to ask yourself certain questions. You begin to ask yourself, what do I like? What do I really want? What do I enjoy? I know money is good. We've been all told, go get money, work, and all that. Me, I'm asking myself, what is money? I want to understand the concept of money. Life runs on principles. It's when you now find out that, before some people used to say, no, it's not about passion. But a lot of people say, follow your passion. Some say, don't follow your passion. See, my brother, my sisters, sometimes wetin dey do us, we don't know how to plan ourselves, apportion things. We just follow the herd mentality. Oh, the herds are heading this way. You just put your head, proceed. Oh, the herds are heading that way, just without even asking yourself, do I really want to go there? Is it what I want? Let's take the likes of people. Until you sit down and you begin to ask yourself, what exactly do I want to achieve? What do I want to get? Where do I want to get to? I was saying yesterday when I was washing, I was just saying, and then somebody do this thing, and my partner rightly advised me, and he was right, he was correct. I didn't say much. When you don't have your own structure, some people, you don't need more time. All you need is focus. I said to my siblings, I said, you just need to focus. I discovered to myself some time ago that only me, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Facebook, and I check my following. I was like, let me even build on one thing. Sarah, hi Sarah Abdallah. Yes, you're one of my subscribers. You used to engage. Hi, Happy to see you. I've been saying that I've not seen Sarah. I've not been seeing your comment lately. Are you busy or what? I love your independence. Thank you. You too. You can have it. My independence. Yeah. Hmm. I'm not totally independent too. I still depend on people for something. When you say independence, it means someone that don't need anything for somebody. You are an island of your own. I'm not an island of my own. Oh. But when you say confidence, yes, thank you. Confidence is different. So that yesterday, I was like, I've always loved to speak to myself right from a young child. I never knew that. I was at some point I was like, I knew this is the calling. But sometimes I speak to myself when they send me on an error. I'll be using cane. I'll be use. I don't know, for those, I grew up in Nigeria, Abuja, my young age. So you can walk in the road, it's bush, bush, bush. I'll just be hitting the bush and be talking to the team, talking to the team. Before I know it, I started talking out to myself. My sister would say, it's only a mad person that does that. My elder sister, I grew up with my elder sister. She said, it's only a mad person. Before I know it, I love to write. When I was growing up, I was observing myself in my teenage age. I like to write, 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 write. And once those thoughts are in my head, I write them down. I dream. I see visions. And then I was like, oh, I'll begin to tell my children. I'll tell them this, I'll tell them that. That was how I have journals. I always have journals, books scattered everywhere. And before you know it, I was made a sisters coordinator. That was 2019, around 2019, 2020. I was made a sisters coordinator. Then this thing called self-development it's gonna kick in. You're gonna get to a time you say to yourself, you begin to tell yourself the truth. You find out that the thing you are telling somebody is something you need to do. Like this one I'm doing, as I'm telling my audience, I'm saying it to myself. And then here comes social media. I was like, praise the Lord. Because I was like, I don't want to be a pastor, but I just want to be one who wants to speak up. And when social COVID hit in 2020, a lot of people started coming online. A lot of people started searching for things online. A lot of people now begin to change directions. Instead of doing master class here, because I did a coaching class. In 2019. Master class. Then we used to go for this thing. I was like, yeah. Sometimes there are things I want to do. I love that lady, Coach BC. She's called herself, forgotten it. She's a life coach. I love how she does her business. She has a family. She's still doing coach. She's writing book. I love that. And if they say sometimes, if you are going on this life journey and you know that somebody has gone that place before you, humble yourself. Go and learn. The Bible says, go and buy for them that sell it. Buy it. Go pay for their class. Go, go and ask them, how did you do it? What were your obstacles? What were your challenges? And then as they tell you, you keep going. It doesn't mean, oh, make them your idol. No. Sometimes they have to be coached from distance. That was how I paid money. And when I said to my friends back then that I paid money to go for coaching, they laughed. They made jokes at me. They said, for just coaching, what is there? Come, let me coach you now. They were like, this one said, come, I can coach you now. Why will you go and pay money for coaching? To them, they saw it like it was a waste of time. For me, was it a waste of time? It wasn't. I met people there. She put me through certain things. That was when she told me about goal setting and meditation. Did I explore all the procedure, or did I really understand it? No, I didn't. But I participated. I first of all joined her book class. If you are here, you want to advance, you want to build self-confidence, you want to upscale your skills, and you don't read books. You don't listen to all this self-development, you don't go and online to do this thing. I don't know what to say to you. I'm sorry. It's not a magic, it's not rocket science. If they tell me that Gloria, you here seated today will begin to speak to audience of people will be coming. Each time I go to my YouTube, it's increasing. I'm like, that means there's the value I'm selling out. There is a value I'm giving her. Even sometimes I look at it, I say, oh, I look at people that are doing well. There are people that are doing rubbish. I'm like, what are they doing? Somebody is dancing, somebody is shaking bumbo. And me that I'm giving out value, I'm not getting this thing. But sometimes I'm like, they are on their own journey. I say to myself, they are in their own journey. And all that glitters are not good. And so I am in my own journey. Sometimes I remind myself what I need to do is focus. And part of what I do as a passionate being for healthy lifestyle, every morning I do my exercise. And one exercise I used to do is planking. Planking is an exercise that helps with your focus. If you are a youth here, if you are a youth here, I will encourage you to do planking every day. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes of your planking. Because research has shown that the retention memory of an average youth is just 2 seconds. If you cannot deliver 2 seconds, and because these reels are not helping, these reels and shorts they are doing is not helping. People just be swiping, 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 swiping. They don't have retention, and that is why a lot of the young children of nowadays, young adults, youths, they don't have focus. They don't. If they just say, "Oh, is this one that is trendy?" Everybody will jump on the trend. You leave the thing you are doing. You are jumping on the trend. Before you know it, you find out that we are everywhere and we are nowhere. We are doing merry-go-round. You are everywhere. You are nowhere. But when you can have a focus, with focus come direction. You have that direction. You know that this is where I want to get to, and this is what if I'm doing this, if I'm twerking, I'm not going to get to this place I'm going. Before you know it, the day it's going to come. If you know that you are going by the stars and the sunlight, those early travelers, when they were traveling, they had some of them, they had their map. They go with the sun. They go with this by the star. Once the sun is out, it's up, and once the sun sets, wherever it's set, they pitch their tent and sleep there. The next day they continue their journey, because it's the sunlight that they are using as a guide to go to where they are going to. You need light. With light comes vision. When there is light, you can see where you are going. You can see this is blue, this is red, this is gold. But when there is no light, everything is the same. You can't even perform. So if you're a youth here, I will encourage you, indulge each day. Start with 5 seconds count, 10 minutes. That is how you walk your way. You'll be proceeding. That is one thing with exercise. As you are going, you'll be increasing, and you should be increasing. That is growth. You should be increasing. If you do 5 minutes today or 5 seconds count or planking, try to do 10 seconds tomorrow. Double it, triple it. Even if it's 1 second you're adding, and watch your progress. And then you get to a time you ought to fly. When a mother gives birth to a child, the mother watches the child, observe the child. 1 month, what a 1 month child should be doing. 2 months, what a 2 months infant should be doing. 3 months, and when the child is 1 year and ought to be standing and falling and taking a step, and that child is not doing, the mother begins to get worried and said, this child is not progressing, not growing. There's something wrong. So as we are here, we should be making progress. We should be growing. There are times you say to yourself, and that is why age, a lot of people say age is just a number. For me, if I want to argue that, sometimes it's not. Teach us to number our days so that you may apply your heart to wisdom. So that, because if you say age is not a number, then when you are 60 and you are behaving like a toddler, people will ask you questions. Because by at 60, you should have gathered a lot of life experiences. You should know that, oh, this thing will do this thing will go like this. There are certain things you shouldn't be doing or you cannot afford to do because of where you are. Now I'm in my 30s. There's this lady, I do a video for her, Sarah. She said to me, I love your confidence. I said, it didn't start like this. It didn't start. I'm a very timid person. I'm somebody that, excuse me, I like to please others. I like to live for people, and I'm like, oh God, I don't want people to. I want to do people thing. Until one day, last year in the festival, I went for breath walk. I was like, I've been hearing breath walk, breath walk. What are they doing there? Let me just go with this thing. And the lady, she was like, breathe. People were like, breathe and breathe. I was breathing from up here. And when it came to my turn, she said to me and said, you are not, what brings you? I said, I want to build my self-confidence, just like that lady, Sarah. Confidence, because I'm not confident. I feel timid. I just feel like, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not fit enough. I don't fit in. And this one is for ladies, my ladies here. If you're a lady, I'm sorry, I will be brutal with you on this one. If you're in a relationship, respect is no longer safe. Though, whether male or female, get up, wipe your ass and go. If you're in a place you are not valued, you are not loved. I stumbled upon a one life coach that teach on relationship, because some people are in an entangled relationship. He said they teach us how to fall in love, but nobody teaches us how to fall out of love. Do you know you can fall in love and fall out of love in the journey of life? Yes, you can. Life is a journey. And I said, some journey, depending on the journey, you have to identify your journey. And some journey will require you to come back on yourself. Some journey will require you to take a different route. Some journey will require you to keep going. Some journey will require you to camp, perch, and sleep for the night. To settle, you have to just stay on the road, find somewhere and sleep, because it's a long journey. So you require patience, you require endurance, you require focus. Some journey will require focus. You don't need, because the road is probably, there's bumps, there's a bump, there is pothole, there are things. So you need focus. You don't need, you cannot be in some area, you cannot be driving and be careless, or be playing music aloud, or be cheating, gisting and chatting. Those are distractions. When you get to where you are going to, you can carry those things, because it's not the destination that matters, it's the journey, it's the story that comes with it that makes it sweeter. I said when I started in the beginning of my life that when there are some journey that was so smooth that you cannot remember. I'm a classical example. Nothing went wrong, nothing happened, it was a short and smooth ride. But there were some journey that from the minute you just set out for that journey, either your vehicle broke down, you missed your flight, you had a heavy rainfall, or there was one day I was going to school. I took palm oil. I will not forget, as a young child, young adult, I like to do things myself. If you tell me that, Gloria, this thing is going to do, like, I'll be like, let me find out. I took palm oil in my bag. My mom came and said, have you packed for your journey? I was going to school. I said, yes. She said, have you carried this? Have you carried that? I said, yes. She said, what of your oils? I said, it's in my bag. I don't want to carry so many things. My mother said, it's not, you can't carry palm oil in the bag where you put clothes and put all that. I told my mother that, oh, no, don't worry. She said, okay. When you get there, you tell me the story. And true, I went for a 10 hours journey. The palm oil, during the driving and everything, it was sun and everything, it's risen. And I didn't even know that if you are to carry palm oil like that, you don't even full it, anything oil, you don't full it to the brim, because it expands. That is how this palm oil expanded and poured on my clothes, my things. Oh Jesus, when I went to school, when I told my mother, she laughed. She said, what an elder sees sitting down. You, a child, you cannot see that thing. I was like, The next time, nobody told me. I carry my palm oil in a separate bag. That palm oil messed up a lot of things. Jesus. That kind of journey, I will not forget. There's another journey I set out to go when I was to come to the UK. The very first time. Who does that? My friend, he said, let's go. There's still a lot of time. Let's go to the beach. That's how we diverted from our journey. Some friends are distraction. That's why I said, you that you have a journey to go, focus. And I've given a hint. If you're a youth here, go and be doing 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes of planking. It helps your brain to focus. But that time you're planking, it involves all your body. That is how your brain, you'll be teaching your brain to focus. So when you are doing any other thing, your brain will be focusing. If you have decided and said, this is what I want to do, your brain will focus. Each time the eyes like going like this, your brain will say, stay like this. That was how I missed my flight. We paid dearly for it. I will never forget that kind of journey because it wasn't a smooth one. I cannot forget in a hurry. My mother called me and said, you that have a journey. I said, my friend said, let's just go to the beach and sit down and have a fair goodbye to his friend of friend. When we got there, I said, let's go. He said, no, my friend is coming soon. I said, when night come, you cannot find any vehicle, anything. And exactly that was what happened. I cannot forget that day. It seems as if I was dreaming. I want to go mad. The minute I just go to the airport, they just announce, boarding is over. You say waiting. Boarding for that flight is over. Because I was hearing the announcement of the flight. I said, this is my flight, this is my flight. I was looking for where they are doing the thing. So if there's any take home for us, life indeed is a journey. Everyone is on their own separate journey. Your journey is not my journey. My journey is not your journey. I can only be what I'm doing now. I'm like a signpost. I'm pointing you to that direction, just like the way that man did to me. He said, hello, are you all right? You seem lost. I said, no, it's okay. Here is a map. He gave me a map. That is how some people are. Some people, they call themselves, I don't like to call myself, what do they call it? Motivational speaker, or what do they call that thing? Even though I'm sounding like one. But I'm just, what I say to you, I say to myself. For me, social media is a platform for me to leave my legacies, for me to leave memories, so that the people coming behind me, they can always go and watch. That is the blessing. I see social media as a blessing. A lot of people say, oh, social media is a curse. It's distraction to our world. It depends on how you want to use it. It's like a knife, a two-edged sword. You can use it in chopping your veggies, or you can use it to harm yourself. It depends on you. So what do you want to use social media for? And when it really dawned on me to use social media, because I've been on this media since 2000, social Facebook. I opened it 2011. I opened Facebook, so I've been on media. But when did I actively start using it? It was recently, like 2 years ago. That was when I actively started using it. And what I will never forget the story. What made me actively start using social media? I lost my elder sister, and this fateful day, I was just crying. Because sometimes when we miss her and everything, we go to visit the children or do things. She doesn't take pictures. She's not a picture type. Once we come for family gathering, she's always involved in church or activities or whatever. She hardly around. So I was missing her. I was like, oh, so I went to her Facebook. I know she has a Facebook. I don't know if the husband has wiped out all her things or what. I don't know. I didn't see any image, no record, no video, nothing of her. That broke me. And then I lost a close friend too. And I know that my close friend, I know his Facebook handle. I know he has a page which he writes, because he's kind of person that love has dealt with him so much. So he has this thing he calls love diary. I think love diary, something like that. He writes poets or what they call it, where you just write articles on that this thing. So the day I was missing my friend and I was confused, that's my friend. Each time I'm confused, I feel lost and everything. I always ring him for a chat or you know. So I was like, okay, he's not here. Let me go to his page. Maybe I'll see one or two things that will encourage me. And lo and behold, I saw, he used to write these things on his page as, okay, he knowing that one day I will be gone. But he didn't know he was going to go so soon. I started crying. So that two events dawned on me and said, no, I miss my other sister. I went to her page. I couldn't find anything. No memories. Nothing to hold on. Like, oh, she talking or some of her words of encouragement or nothing. No, I couldn't just see anything, even picture like. And then this other of my friend, I went to his page. Till tomorrow, his page is still there. Nobody can bring it down. So long you know the handle and everything, people can make reference to his work. He has done a lot of work. Some people, when people post some things and tag you, it's still there and all that. I was like, that told me that teaching taught me to start using social media. Because if you have your phone, somebody can, if you anything happen to you, somebody can take your phone, the phone can go bad. But once you upload it to the ether, the iCloud, to the internet, it will be there for life. That was when I said, you know what? I'll start using social media, and I'll start putting all these things I want to say, what I want to say to my next generation, to the one coming, to the generation behind me, to my children unborn. I'll begin to drop it here. I'll begin to drop it here. Life is a journey by Oge Speaks. That is my message for today. As we go, today is a Sunday. A lot of people are not online, they're in church and everything. Just go with this, that life indeed is a journey, and everybody is on their journey. Your journey is not my journey. And as you go on your journey, identify, what journey am I on? Is it a short journey? Is it a long journey? Does it require me to park? Does it require a daylight? Does it require map? Just like my own, I was on a walk and someone said, you need a map. Do you need a map on your journey? Do you need a guardian? Do you need an escort, somebody to go with you? Or it's the one you want to go alone and go quicker. If you must go quicker, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go with somebody or go in groups. But either way, keep moving, keep upscaling. Don't give up on yourself. Have a focus, have a vision, have a plan. And if it requires coming back on yourself, don't think and say, oh, what will people say? What will people not say? And everything. Come back on yourself. My sister, I told her that, why do you don't like trying things? She said, I don't want to. I said, for me, this is the mentality I have. I try something because if it doesn't work out, I've learned something. I didn't fail. I've discovered a new road. That was what happened. That day I set out to work out in my neighboring surrounding. I was just walking. I don't have any destination where I was going to, but I was just walking to get myself acquainted to the area. And I discovered that, oh, I've discovered a new footpath. I said to my partner, I discovered one here. I discovered there's one over there. I discovered there's this one here. I told him, oh, there's this footpath here. Once you go that one, you get to like the middle of the field. You have to come back on yourself because I don't know where it goes to. But if I want to go next time, I can still go and still discover if I'm going to see. And sometimes life journey, you will meet some people on your journey. They are not bad people. They are people that will point you to the next direction and tell you that this road, this one is fast though, but it has this there. But this one, you go. Some people are signposts on your journey, you the traveler, to point you to the right direction. But you need to identify. You need to identify that this one is pointing me to my direction. Some will say, oh, come in for the night and have a rest. Some, they are time wasters. They will just, you cannot, I cannot be on a journey, I'm going on a journey, and then you stand and now be gisting with me. You are a waster, you're a time waster, you don't have a business. Tell the person, sorry, I'm on a journey. Tell them I'm on a journey and forge ahead and keep going. You don't have business with them. Somebody will keep you standing and be gisting when you are on a journey. You are the traveler. You now stand and be gisting with them. For what? You don't have a business with them. Tell them, my brother, my sister, I'm headed somewhere. People have stopped liking. All of you just came and liked 3 times. You're just taking my value, taking my talk for free. Oh, let me put this plug it. Today is Sunday. Let me come and clean my house. So, guys, this is what I have for you. I've been talking for 51 minutes now, and it's time to go. See you in the next one. Bye for now. Oge Speaks.